In December 2025, the company controlling 70% of American garage doors pushed a software update that locked out hundreds of thousands of homeowners overnight. No warning was sent, no refund was offered, no transition period was provided. Chamberlain Group simply changed the protocol on equipment you had already paid for and waited to see if anyone would complain loudly enough to matter. Why does a unit bolted to your own ceiling now require permission from a corporate data center just to let you inside your home? And why does every third-party workaround that previously existed, including one built by a man so frustrated he named his product Rage Against the Garage Door Opener, fail completely against this new system? We are going to expose the private equity strategy dismantling this market and show you the only 3 types of openers worth buying in 2026. Walk into a home improvement store today and you might believe you are looking at a competitive marketplace. Names like Chamberlain, LiftMaster, Craftsman, and Genie line the shelves. Most shoppers assume these are independent companies competing on quality and price. That assumption is an illusion. One corporation controls roughly 70% of the entire American garage door opener market. Chamberlain Group manufactures units sold under LiftMaster in the professional installer channel, Chamberlain at retail stores, Craftsman at Lowe's, and Rayner in the commercial sector. When a technician installs an opener at your house, there's a 7 in 10 chance they are handing you a Chamberlain product regardless of what name appears on the box. Market concentration alone would not be a story worth telling. What changed everything happened in the fall of 2021 when Blackstone, one of the largest private equity firms in the world with over $1 trillion in assets under management, acquired Chamberlain Group from the Duchossois family for approximately $5 billion. That family had built and operated the business for nearly 40 years. Blackstone's press release described the acquisition goal plainly: to scale Chamberlain's software-based and connected services into new markets. In plain language, the box on your garage ceiling was about to become a recurring revenue platform. Blackstone's chosen instrument for that conversion was a smartphone app called MyQ. What followed is a case study in how a product you purchased becomes a subscription you never agreed to buy. And the first move came faster than most people realize. Understanding why this matters requires grasping one mechanical fact. The MyQ app is not a convenience feature, it is the choke point. Because Chamberlain controls both the radio protocol your opener uses to receive commands and the servers that authenticate every instruction from your phone, every homeowner with a MyQ compatible opener must route their commands through Chamberlain's data centers. Open the door from your driveway and that signal travels to a server and back before your motor moves. Every action is logged, every pattern is tracked. For years, Chamberlain built a smart home ecosystem on top of that access and actively encouraged outside developers to build on it. At its peak, MyQ worked natively with Apple HomeKit, Google Home, Amazon Alexa, Home Assistant, and dozens of independent automation platforms. Homeowners wired their garage into their morning routines, security cameras, and vacation schedules. Home Assistant, the most popular open-source home automation platform in the world, had maintained an official MyQ integration since February of 2017. Then in October of 2023, Chamberlain shut all of it down. Access to the MyQ application programming interface, the digital channel every external app used to communicate with the opener, was blocked without notice. 6 years of officially supported compatibility erased in a single deployment. Home Assistant published an unusually direct public response. Once a company decides to be hostile to its customers, the only way to win is by not playing their game at all. Their December 2023 release removed the integration entirely. Chamberlain's public justification for the shutdown requires careful reading. Usage from roughly 0.2% of MyQ accounts, approximately 200,000 homeowners, had reportedly been generating more than half the total server traffic. Those were people who had built legitimate smart home setups around Chamberlain openers in ways the company had previously permitted, cut off without advance notice, without a transition period, and without any refund. Chamberlain then directed all affected users to their list of authorized partners, security monitoring companies with monthly fees, and automakers who pay Chamberlain directly for the privilege of letting MyQ owners control their opener through an in-dash display. That partner structure reveals the real business model. Tesla Model 3 and Model Y owners do not receive a built-in HomeLink transmitter as standard equipment. Adding HomeLink at the dealership costs $350. Vehicle integration through MyQ provides the cheaper alternative for $45 a year. Camera monitoring plans run from $3.99 to $13.99 per month, depending on device count and storage duration. Without a plan, camera-equipped openers record nothing. Live view only. Features that once shipped as part of a one-time product purchase have been moved, one by one, behind a recurring paywall. But fees and paywalls turned out to be only the visible surface of what Chamberlain was constructing. In late 2023, Ars Technica investigated the MyQ Android application and found banner advertisements placed at the very top of the interface, pushing the actual open and close button below the visible screen on standard-sized phones. Owners were being served advertising inside an app required to operate equipment they had already purchased. One-star reviews flooded the Google Play Store, with the dominant complaint being ads and mandatory fees on a product people had paid for outright. Chamberlain's contractual response to all of it was embedded in their terms of service. Mandatory binding arbitration with a class action waiver. You cannot sue them in court. You cannot join a class with other affected homeowners. Individual arbitration is the only legal avenue available, a process so costly that virtually no consumer pursues it. Engineers in the home automation community built a workaround. A software developer named Paul Weiland created a $62 device called RATGDO, an acronym for Rage, against the garage door opener. RATGDO wired into the wall button terminals of security plus 2.0 openers and delivered full local smart control with zero internet dependency. No corporate app, no monthly fee, no data traveling to Blackstone servers. Tens of thousands of units sold. The New York Times profiled Weiland in December of 2025 and called him the man fighting for our right to control our own garage door openers. Then came Security Plus 3.0 and RATGDO stopped working entirely. All communications in the new system are encrypted using Bluetooth Low Energy with mandatory cloud-based device authentication. More critically, wall button wiring terminals, the physical connection points that RATGDO connected BLAQ, Tailwind, Maros, and every other third-party controller had relied upon, were stripped of their data signal entirely. Those wires now carry only electrical power. All logic moved into an encrypted radio layer that requires a Chamberlain server to confirm any connecting device is a genuine Chamberlain product before responding to any command. Every solution the community had engineered was eliminated in one product launch. Chamberlain then formally exited the Connectivity Standards Alliance, the organization behind Matter, the smart home interoperability standard backed by Apple, Google, Amazon, and Samsung. Withdrawing from open compatibility only makes commercial sense if your business model requires that no competitor can reach your installed base, which is precisely what Chamberlain's now does. Legal history shows this strategy did not begin in 2021. Back in 2004, Chamberlain sued Skylink Technologies under the Digital Millennium Copyright Act for selling universal remotes compatible with Security Plus openers, arguing that bypassing their signal protocol constituted copyright infringement. Courts ruled against Chamberlain, establishing that consumers have a right to use universal transmitters with equipment they own. Rather than accept that ruling, Chamberlain spent 20 years building progressively more impenetrable barriers and waited for a $5 billion private equity acquisition to supply the financial motivation to fully exploit them. What you see with Security Plus 3.0 is the endpoint of that 20-year project. One more piece of the record deserves attention. In February of 2023, the Consumer Product Safety Commission recalled approximately 115,000 LiftMaster MIQ control panels in the United States and Canada due to an entrapment hazard. The safety reversal system designed to stop a closing door from striking a person could fail without warning. Annually, the CPSC estimates 30,000 people are injured by residential garage door systems in the United States. A company controlling most of the residential opener market has a documented safety failure in over 100,000 installed units, a product architecture preventing independent service and repair, and a legal structure eliminating your recourse when problems arise. And now here is what you do about it. So here is where you actually stand. One company controls most of what your installer stocks. That company answers to a private equity firm that paid $5 billion and needs a return. Smart home access was blocked and replaced with subscription fees. In-app advertising was layered on top. A new protocol eliminated every independent workaround. Mandatory arbitration stripped your legal options. Walk into a standard garage door installer today without specific instructions, and there is a high probability you leave with an opener designed to extract revenue from you indefinitely. Avoiding that outcome means choosing your opener the way a technician would choose one for their own home. 3 specific approaches give you full mechanical ownership, no recurring costs, and no exposure to what Chamberlain decides to change next. The first strategy is to buy before the window closes. Security Plus 2.0 openers, identified by a yellow Learn button on the back panel of the drive unit, are still available from distributors, clearing inventory ahead of the Security Plus 3.0 rollout. Pair one with a connected BLAQ at $70 to $89, and you have fully local smart control. Apple HomeKit, Google Home, and Home Assistant all working natively, with every command stored and processed on your own network. No subscription, no MyQ account, no Chamberlain infrastructure anywhere in the chain. Many Security Plus 2.0 units also include battery backup, meaning your garage continues to function through a power failure, a feature absent from the specification comparisons Chamberlain publishes for their new line. Distributors are working through their 2.0 stock now. Once that inventory is gone, this option disappears with it. The second strategy is to buy from brands that never entered the lock-in model. Genie's 7155 Stealth Drive Connect runs approximately $250 and uses the Aladdin Connect platform compatible with Alexa, Google Home, and HomeKit with no subscription and no restriction on third-party accessories. Marantech's Synergy 380 is a German-engineered belt drive unit backed by a lifetime warranty on the motor, gears, and rails, a guarantee that only makes financial sense when you build products that last. Standard dry contact terminals make it compatible with any smart controller on the market without modification, and no cloud account is required to manually operate it. Both brands built their business model around selling durable equipment at a fair price. That was Chamberlain's model before Blackstone wrote the check. The third strategy is what experienced installers quietly use in their own homes. Buy the most mechanically sound basic chain drive from any reputable brand, a contractor-grade unit from before the 2021 acquisition if you can source one, or any current Genie at a hardware store, and connect it to a $35 Meros Smart Garage module or a Tailwind IQ3 at $90. Both devices use standard dry contact terminals that predate every signal protocol Chamberlain has ever deployed. Both communicate natively with Apple HomeKit, Google Home, and Alexa, storing all logic locally with no commercial relationship with Chamberlain Group. Mechanical drive components on a properly balanced door run reliably for 20 years or more under normal residential use. Smart ecosystems last as long as the company behind them decides they should. The motor outlasts the platform every time. Buying a garage door opener outright and owning it completely is being engineered away by design. Blackstone did not spend $5 billion to sell you a motor. They spent it to acquire tens of millions of installed openers and the encrypted signal protocol every one of them depends on. That asset generates returns through subscriptions, partner fees, in-app advertising, and service agreements. Every API shutdown, every protocol revision, every terms of service update moves the monetization forward one step at a time. Do not let Chamberlain Group turn your garage into a subscription service. Check the Learn button color before any installer touches your system. Confirm the brand you choose uses standard wiring terminals before they leave your driveway. And remember that the simplest opener paired with a controller you own outright will give you more permanent control than any smart system designed to extract rent from you for as long as you live in that house. If you found this useful, subscribe. We cover the hidden economics of markets like this one every week.